Well, Damien O'Connor.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. I guess you may allow a little bit of scope in my bill, and just while acknowledging the Minister's theological approach to this House, I doubt there's much we do in this place that will be for eternity. And I acknowledge the point she raises about the word in the bill that says must and could be amended to may, yes, but I still don't, and her attempt to dance on the head of a pin around country of origin labelling hasn't convinced me, because I know that the Minister and her government that I think is trying as best it can to do some work around branding of our country, the New Zealand story and all the rest of that. In fact, that won't amount to anything unless we can clearly identify that which is grown and produced in New Zealand as being a product of New Zealand. And it's called country of origin labelling, and it will enable us to build a brand and to sell that around the world. If I can just step back from that, Mr Speaker, point to another strange situation. That is that the Minister in the chair doesn't actually have a ministry. And so it is a bit confusing when she advocates so strongly for the Ministry of Primary Industries to oversee food safety. As the Minister, she doesn't actually have a ministry, because MPI answers to Nathan Guy, the Honourable Nathan Guy. So this is where some foreign authorities, a la China, has difficulty in understanding our regime. That is that we have a food safety regime embedded in the Ministry for Primary Industries, overseen by a Minister for Food Safety, who has no real ministry, and yet the Minister for Primary Industries, who's in charge of forestry, fishing, agriculture, horticulture, biosecurity and food safety, well, little wonder that people have enough trouble understanding the English language, let alone the English ways or the Kiwi ways, which leads to the confusion that we have been having on a fairly regular basis and are still having with Chinese authorities over our food standards and our health standards. And at the moment we've still got some dilemmas around dairy and around our ability to convince Chinese officials that we can produce safe product for infant formula. In fact, Fonterra hasn't done it yet. None of the base product from Fonterra is currently able to be exported to China. The botulism thing I do not wish to kind of regurgitate. The Minister referred to independent reports done on food safety. Look, there are a couple of them. One makes reference to, and it's in my press statement, the need for clearly, authentically identifying the source of the product. Authentication of the product through, some might say, country of origin labelling. The second thing pointed out in the independent report was that there is the potential for conflicts within MPI over food safety and other obligations. In the first report that the Minister has on her desk, I haven't got the wording in front of me, and she knows that. So that's right, and I don't have time to go through it. I could. In fact, I might do that. The point being that I think we have a bill that has general support across the House, but I do not in any way apologise for scrutinising each and every bit of it, because it is arguably the most important piece of legislation for our economy, our reputation, and that which we're hoping to build around the provision or the production, provision, manufacture and sale of safe food is absolutely paramount. We cannot in any way compromise that. I think the Select Committee and the silent members over there probably endorse this. If they choose to take a call, they might. That we have made great progress. The bill has taken a long time to get here. But I come back to the key point, which is why we believe we need an independent authority. We need clear accountability, clear responsibility, certification, authentication, all of that. clearly tied back to a minister who has responsibility, not one who's well-meaning, who's smart, intelligent, who's nurturing this bill through her colleagues in the House, but actually has no ministry with which to administer the provisions that we're laying down, Mr Chairman, that we're laying down in the bill. So I'm not wanting to be unnecessarily negative, but I am wanting the House to take note of a few qualifications that the opposition lay on the table, that this is a good bill, but it requires resources, it requires independent authority, monitoring and implementation of all these provisions to be really effective. Then we'll get on and produce the finest high-quality food for the world into the future, be recognised for that, and then paid for it, which is really, really important, so that the chairman and there can get fair return for his efforts. Mr. Chairman, thank you very much.
Stephen Browning.